Have you ever felt that you were catching yourself coming and going, or maybe stuck on a hamster wheel, doing the same things over and over with no end in sight? Or maybe you're just in survivor mode, just doing what is needs to be done right now in order to get through the day. I've felt this way a lot over the last few months. And we use these words and phrases to describe our lives. But really, what do they actually mean? So let's start with coming and going. This stems from the idiom come and go that has two main meanings. One is to arrive and depart, either briefly or repeatedly. I sure have felt this way over the past couple of months. We have had kids' activities most every night and every weekend since the end of April, mainly basketball and baseball practices and games, but we did have a couple college graduations and a track meet out of state. I was constantly going somewhere. The second meaning is to alternately appear and disappear. Someone watching me could probably say this about me. I am constantly moving, showing up where I need to be right when I need to. And, like, for example, I will make sure my kids are at their games or their practices on time. Then I'll leave. I'll leave and go back home. I'll leave and go for a walk. I'll sit outside or in my car reading a book or just trying to catch up on some work. Then reappear a few minutes before the game starts or the practice ends to pick them up. So, what about being stuck on a hamster wheel? What does this really mean? The hamster wheel is another idiom that means working hard, but not getting anywhere. It's like being stuck in a continuous and repetitive cycle, not feeling like you are making progress or achieving anything meaningful, feeling really trapped in an unproductive routine. At work, this could mean being busy with mundane tasks and not accomplishing really anything significant. Or it could be my stuck in a job with just a little advancement or little learning opportunities to expand and grow. In relationships, being on a hamster wheel could mean the patterns of behaviors that lead nowhere, or you're just going through the motions without feeling connected to the other person. In one's personal life, the hamster wheel can refer to being stuck, the lack of progress, or constantly busy, but not making progress towards achieving any real meaningful goals. So I sure have felt this way. Life each week was pretty much the same over the past couple months. Ball practices, games every night, gone on weekends, during the week playing catch up on household responsibilities such as laundry, mowing, cooking, and getting these podcast episodes recorded, edited, and released. It was like the same each week with just minor changes of location and the people I interviewed. So, what about survivor mode? What does that mean? Survivor mode is a natural response to life's challenges. It's when our minds prioritize immediate concerns over something else. What has to be done right now? It's like meeting the deadlines. The focus is short term, just getting through the day. Survivor mode is living in constant stress. It's reacting to work, home life, and it puts you in that fight or flight mode or freeze. I felt this way over the last couple of months, just doing what needed to be done before the next deadline of taking kids to practices, going to tournaments and games, washing uniforms before the next game, cooking meals so we can eat, trying to keep up with the other household responsibilities, the yard and the garden. And time flies during these times. How about you? I often forget what day it actually is and what practice or game I'm going to. I did feel like I was catching myself coming and going, and that I was on this hamster wheel of just repetitive motion and just trying to survive, just making it through the day. But I also felt something a little different this past week. I really felt off. I felt like I had lapped myself and I didn't know which direction I should go. Last Monday, I just felt off. I woke up dizzy. I sat up in bed and I was just dizzy. I didn't know what was going on. We had gotten back late the night before from another weekend away, and I had to take a few minutes just to get my bearings. I really couldn't make sudden movements or bend down real quick, or else I'd get dizzy again. And this lasted about half the day. Then I caught myself describing where something was to my husband and getting the directions backwards. So once I said, hey, this thing that I was trying to describe something that was on, and I said the north side of the park. But what I really meant was the south side. Another time I said, hey, the ice cream is on the right side of the freezer, but it was actually on the left side. Both times I knew in my head exactly where the thing was I was describing, but I was backwards in verbalizing it. I felt all screwed up, like I had gotten up on the wrong side of the bed, but I actually didn't. Like my navigation compass was off. Then I had this vision of being in a track meet. Now, if anybody knows me, I do not run, but I was running in this long race and I had lapped myself. I had stopped in the middle of the straightaway and I looked to my left and my right, and I didn't know if I should run faster to catch up to myself or turn and run the other way to meet myself on the next lap. I didn't know which way to go. It's like I needed to reset my internal compass. Do you remember back, like if your car's navigation system was off, it had said to like drive, around the block so it could reset itself? Well, that's kind of what it felt like to me. But to me, it was a clear indication that I was on the verge of burnout. I have had enough of all of this busyness, of running every weekend, that I really needed a break. And I needed to get off this hamster wheel. I needed to sit down and rest for a while in just one spot. I needed to recharge, get a grip, and reset myself in order to continue on, even though I know there are still a few more weeks left of this crazy schedule. There are things that you and I can do when we're in seasons like this. So think back on times when you felt this way, when you have met yourself coming and going, like you're constantly on the move. Maybe you're on that hamster wheel or you're just trying to survive. We all have seasons like this. So what do you do when you have a broken compass, not knowing which direction you're going or what to do? Well, when life gets busy and you can't take a long break, try these 5 easy, quick ways to reduce stress, enjoy a few minutes in your day, and feel more in control of your life. The first one is breathe. Stop a few times during the day just to notice your breath and be intentional and mindful about how you're breathing. So you're just going to stop and focus on your breath and maybe try some few breathing exercises like box breathing. If you've never done it, you like inhale and inhale for about 4 counts and then hold it for 4 counts and exhale slowly for 4 to 6 counts. Or just try focusing on belly breathing, trying to breathe clear down to the bottom of your lungs so that your belly actually pops out some. The second thing you can do is to sit quietly for about 5 minutes or more. Just close your eyes. Close your eyes and breathe and repeat the word release on every exhale. Just quietly sitting there, release, release, release. Just to release all the tension, all the thoughts outside of yourself. A third thing you can do is take a short walk outside. Change your environment. Get outside, walk around your house, maybe walk around your building at work, or walk around the block and just notice what is all around you. Use your sight. What do you see? Is there anything in nature? What do you hear? Do you hear any wildlife? Do you hear any birds? What does it smell like to get outside? Did somebody just mow the lawn? Or did it just rain and it smells really just fresh outside? Just take a few minutes to change your environment, get outside, and go for a little walk. A fourth thing you can do is to listen to A short guided meditation. Now, there's many out there on YouTube. Deepak Chopra has a 3 minute or and longer ones, but just listen to a guided meditation just to clear your head and to think of something else. It also helps calm the body and the breathing down. The last thing I'll suggest is just to lay down. Lay down on the floor or the couch or your bed for a few minutes, up to maybe 15, 20 minutes if you have the time. But just close your eyes and focus on relaxing the muscles around your eyes and your forehead by focusing on the darkness of your eyelids. And think of things that you're grateful for. Both these things can relax the brain, relax around the eyes, because usually we're really tense around those areas. And then if we think of things that we're grateful for, it puts us in a better state of mind. So sometimes all it takes is just a few minutes of an intentional time to reset your mind and body in order to experience life differently. Remember, you are in control of your life. You can choose your thoughts, your actions, and how you respond to the life around you. Take a few minutes each day to reset your internal compass and focus on how you want to show up and respond to the people and events in your life. It's as simple as closing your eyes, focusing on your breath, and naming something you're grateful for. Thanks for listening. Have a great week.